Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I am back. I've only been away for a few days, but I'm back, unfortunately with a terrible cold, but I am back. So I do apologize about my voice being a bit croaky and weird. In today's video, guys, I wanted to talk to you about the few things, and it's something I wanted to do cover before I actually left, but it seemed to worked out a little bit better that we're doing this after. I was going to call this video, "The less you know, the better you sleep." Because I found myself, guys, prior to going away, I found myself in the rat race again of every morning or every night time, or in fact, sometimes both, checking out the news and feeding on what's currently happening in the world. And I've got to say, guys, there is a lot has been happening, and it's kind of been happening thick and fast. And I thought to myself, I've literally come into the stage now where you sort of wake up in the middle of the night and you start thinking in which direction the country and everything else is going. And of course, guys, it makes you worry, it makes you wonder. And I thought, well, to be fair, there's a say, the old-fashioned say, the less you know, the better you sleep. And it's exactly that, because there are tons and tons of people in the world, in the country, that just go by their daily life, doing whatever they do, without even paying attention to what is currently happening in the world. But ignorance is bliss, at least they get to sleep at night. So anyway, our trip to France, this is where we went for the few days, couldn't really come at a better time, but weather-wise it couldn't come at the worst time. But it kind of gave me a little bit of an opportunity to sort of step back and think, actually, we don't need to think about it, we weren't checking the news, we just get on by our activities, doing what we were doing there, and having a little bit of fun. First of all, okay, we unfortunately got caught by the storm Bert. You've probably been aware, it's been battling UK and Wales, and when I came back, guys, I had many messages from a few of you who are actually worried if we're okay, because we're in the South Wales, and there have been like 10 flood alerts and 10 floods, in fact, in the South Wales. There were some landslides, and it's been a lot happening because of the weather. So I wanted to say a huge thank you for any of you who's been obviously worried, because we're not. I said I haven't been checking the social media or anything like that, and only when I came back, obviously catching up on things, this is when it suddenly really hit me how much things happened just in the course of 3 days. Many of you are probably aware as well that we have in some areas, or in fact 10 areas of Wales, have a water strict boil thing. So obviously, because of the floods in many areas, unfortunately the water pipelines got contaminated with sewage. Although we are with this current water company that actually issued those warnings, so far our area is not affected by the water, but we know that happened before, where one got contaminated and then gradually it's kind of ended up spreading, and a few areas got the warnings of strictly boil water. As a prepper, of course, I have plenty of water on a standby just in case. Not that I genuinely trust the water from the tap, but the point being, obviously, I'm prepared for that sort of instance. But I wanted to say a huge thank you, guys, for any of you who has worried about me. It just seemed to be just ironically that our time of being away kind of coincided with the horrible weather. And yes, unfortunately, we have experienced that firsthand as well, because to go to France, we're going through Dover and obviously catching the ferry crossing. And I must say to anybody who ever crossed any channel, in fact, in the boat, in the ferry, where it is stormy weather, when it's like blowing 100-mile-an-hour gusts and 60-mile-an-hour winds, it is not fun. I can assure you that it was not fun. Luckily enough, okay, we haven't been delayed on the way there. Neither have we been delayed on the way back, although they have suggested there could be delays. We decided to take an earlier ferry to avoid sailing again during a storm in the dark, because when you're in the boat and it's dark, you've got nothing to look out for to basically balance yourself out. And with that kind of weather, unfortunately, it was a good call. Though we had a newer ferry and it was better than the old one, but unfortunately it was really tough. But the point is being, guys, that when we come back, and I said the amount of emails I had, the information and things been happening, it is an absolutely eye-opener. You are all aware, okay, just as I said, for the past 3 days, if you just comprehend the things that happen all over, like, let's just talk about the country, just all over the country. Things been happening, obviously, with the incident in Gatwick, I'm sure you were, incident in London, and there's multiples. It's literally pretty much every day there was a reported incident. And then some of you messaged as well, and I didn't see this in the news, that apparently the London, the cameras, the CCTVs are down. as well. So apparently you cannot view anything in London. Again, I'm not putting any conspiracies out there, but there were conspiracies flying around that the things are happening and things are being, deliberately turned off. I don't know. There's a threat of the cyber attack. We all know that. Again, it's been all over in the news. So it's a lot been happening. Obviously, another thing is the escalations. Again, there's the mind-numbing thing. The amount of articles just coming out after. If you follow, you guys, I'm not going to be getting into the political thing of what's currently happening in the current conflict. But if you look in the past literally 2-3 days, it was article after article after article. They all talking about similar sort of things about what's been happening. Is they're just chewing this and rechewing this and rechewing this, and then something else gets added on, and then again they're publishing similar article of the initial what happened the other day. They're adding on the new things that are happening, if that makes sense, guys. But it has been constant bombardment of things that are happening. And to be fair, right, just thinking about, and again, coming back to my initial thoughts a few days back of, the less you know, the better you sleep. I cannot make head and tail of things that are happening, okay? We're having the weather disasters. It all happens all the time, right? The weather things is being, manipulated or not, be it deliberate or not, it has been happening, okay? Things happen. But it's just, to me, it's coincidental that it is so many things are happening. And I don't believe in coincidences. I always tell you that straight down. There's no such thing as coincidence, in my opinion, anyway. And I'm just trying to think about it, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm trying to put all of the things together, just like pieces of puzzle, to try to work out what on earth is happening and why is it happening. And I cannot make the sense of that. All that I know, guys, I have a feeling that something big is coming, right? Something that's potentially going to happen very soon that's going to make us understand, and all the things that have been happening right now make us understand and make those events fit like a puzzle into one specific picture that we then get to understand. I do hope that makes sense to you. But as I said, if you just think about it, just sit back from that. I'm sure if you've been following generally what's been happening in the world, let's go to with the UK, just sit back and actually just think of all those things that have been happening. You just comprehend the whole sheer amount of shit that has been happening for the past few days. And this is just past few days, okay? This is probably the busiest 3 days of events that I recall for quite a long while. So guys, right, the moral of the story, just first of all, yes, thank you again for anybody who's been really concerned. Secondly, thank you for anybody who's messaged with obviously the informations and articles and other things to read. And thirdly, my just advice is, it is time to just prepare. If you're still pondering or wondering what, nothing's going to happen or things might happen, the preparedness, it's really couldn't be coming at a better time right now. If it's not still too late, okay? Because, we're still here, shops are still open, there's still no panic per se. But the advice is, guys, is just to be a little bit prepared. As I said, I don't want to give anybody any sort of, fear-mongering things, but we all have feelings as a preppers, and I do normally voice them when I have a little bit of like, ooh, a bit. And many of you do agree. So to me, after coming back and just comprehending all of that, just indicates to me that I just have this little, not a little, but actually the feeling there that very soon we're going to see some changes. I'm not sure what, and I don't think they're going to be a good one anyway. So anyway, guys, well, thank you for joining. Thank you for listening to me talking. Please just try to be as prepared as you can, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.